hero. He's got clout. The title of these talks that I'm giving here is Mind Over Mind. And I'm going into all various problems which have to do with the control of the mind. And so I might introduce what I'm going to say by saying it from different points of view. For example, if you're interested in communications, it will be the problem of feedback. Or if I may put it in theological terms, how does man follow the will of God if the will of man is perverse? The theologians say you cannot do this without having divine grace or the power to follow the will of God. How then do you get grace? Why is grace given to some and not to others? If I cannot follow the will of God by my own effort because my will is selfish, how will my will, which is selfish, be transformed into an unselfish will? If I cannot do it because I am already the selfish will, then grace must do it. Then grace must do it. If grace has not already done it, why not? Because I didn't accept it. But by definition, I have no power to accept it because my will was selfish. Must I then become a coward and say that only those people who are predestined to receive grace will be able to live the good life? The good life. Then we come back to the inadmissible position that people who live evil lives and do not get grace because they are not predestined to it out of the infinite wisdom of the Godhead, then God himself must be held responsible for their evil deeds. And so that is a nice little tangle. If I put this in the language of Oriental philosophy and religion, it would be something like this. The Buddha said that wisdom must come only from the abandonment of selfish craving or desire. One who abandons that desire attains nirvana, which is supreme peace, liberation, supreme peace, liberation, supreme peace, liberation. Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath. That is, exhale the breath. The opposite, desire, is to breathe in. Now, if you breathe in and hold it, you lose your breath. But if you breathe out, it comes back to you. It comes back to you. So the principle here is, if you want life, don't cling to it. let go, let go. But the problem is, if I desire not to desire, is that not already desire? How can I desire not to desire? How can I surrender myself when myself is precisely an urge to hold on, to cling to life, to continue to survive, to survive, to survive. I can see rationally that by clinging to myself, I may strangle myself. I may be like a person who has a bad habit, as a result of which he is committing suicide. And he knows that, but can't give it up, because the means of death are so sweet.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Hope all is well this AM. Snowing up in Rotten Chester, but it'll be 60 degrees, 50 to 60 degrees next couple days. Give me one more minute. I'll be right back.
Or is it simply a process which is nothing?
Rock out with some good old Watts.
I could ask, why have you come here this afternoon? What were you looking for? Would it be too presumptuous of me to say that you were looking for help? Looking for help. That you hoped you would hear somebody who had something to say that would be of help and relevance to you as members of a world which is running into the most intense difficulty. A world beset by a complex of problems, any one of which would be bad enough. But when you add together all the great political, social, and ecological problems with which we are faced, they are appalling. And one naturally says, the reason why we are in such a mess is not simply that we have wrong systems for doing things, whether they be technological, political, or religious, but we have the wrong people. The systems may be all right, but they are in the wrong hands because we are all, in various ways, self-seeking, lacking in wisdom, lacking in courage, afraid of death, afraid of pain, unwilling really to cooperate with others, unwilling to be open to others. And we all think that's too bad. It's me that's wrong. It's me that's wrong. And if only I could be the right person. Is this man going to tell me something that will help me to change myself so that I will be a more creative and cooperative member of the human race? I would like to improve. So in so many people's minds and from so many different angles, there is this urgent feeling that I must improve me. And this is critically important because it's obvious, at least it's superficially obvious, that the way things are We are going to hell fast. Now, in this question, can I improve me? There is the obvious difficulty that if I am in need of improvement, the person who's going to do the improving is the one who needs to be improved. And then immediately we have the initial circle. You want grace? Well,
What's up, everybody? All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. What's good? Hope everybody is good today. What is today? Shit, I don't even know, man. I haven't seen sun since I've been back here, so it's been like a good stretch. No sun up here in Rochester, New York. So that in itself, god damn it, can y'all hear me? That in itself is something. It's all good because it is what it is. But just back, wanted to go live. Not gonna be long. Um, Checking out the propaganda machine. Uh, just more of the same old stuff. You turn the propaganda machine on, it's the same old stuff, the same old rhetoric, same old communist agenda moving through. Um, the shooting. All right, who cares? It's on TV. Doesn't even matter. Real, fake. It, all these things don't matter. What matters is communism. Because both sides, we think about it, right? You got one side, oh, they want to take our guns. Oh, they're going to take our guns. So we got to fight. We got to do this. We got to demand. We got to do all this other shit, you know? And you have a guy like the Muppet, the orange Muppet Trump, right? They had a Trump show on last night, but he's not there, but it's still a Trump show with the Republicans, right? With all this garbage nonsense, right? And then they got a puppet like Trump to say they're trying to take your guns. So what do? You know what they have January 6th, an insurrection, right in line with the communist goals. So it don't matter what side you're on. They're going to take our gun side, you know, and then you got the side we need to stop guns. Guns are not right. The liberal side, you know. You got two sides of the same communist agenda, both fighting for communism. Because you're not going to, I mean, it's what it is. You're both fighting for communism, you know? Both sides fighting for communism. That's what's going on. Both sides. And then you got the good old online. Everybody doing the same shit, you know? Because they don't want to keep this, they don't even want the same system going. Because people are figuring out, and the way the system is structured, things should actually be done and stopped and unwind, right? But they would rather have you destroy it, overthrow it, insurrection, whatever type of bullshit, is on a person's mind, right? They would rather have you have that ideology because when you do that, guess what happens? They get to create more restrictions, more communist laws. I mean, it's just that simple, right? Because the other communist goal is what? Right there in the thumbnail. You know, they want to take down colonial governments, you know, to keep it away from the natives. You know, so both of these, both sides fighting for communism, right? Just is what it is. That's what they're doing in the mainstream world, right? But we go a little deeper, right? Because it's really not. I mean, let's face it. We ain't never been fucking free. You know, just the illusion of freedom. And people still to this day think that, oh yeah, we're free, and no man, it's still all slavery at the end of the day. It's all slavery. Free range. It's just, we were the house slaves. America was the house slave plantation. Look around the world. You think we're free? There's Chinese at the border. People are like, why the fuck the Chinese at the border? Well, because the American people don't know, and I didn't know, up to, a few years ago, that, we see Chinese people here. We see them, they've been with us for a minute, right? A lot of them. We think, hey, free to come here, free to go. In reality, that's not the case. You need to be a certain status, and you need to be in a certain part of the country even to get a fucking passport. And they have to accept you to get the passport to leave. They don't want their citizens leaving China. You got to have a status over there. Actually, money on top of that. And a lot of people don't know that. Like, that's why you see Chinese showing up at the border, because their governments have clamped down on issuing passports. You know, and because it's a communist country, the oppression is heavier in many areas, right? So this is why you see it. People are like, why the fuck? What's going on with China? There you go. It wasn't ever no. They were no country was ever free. You see Mexicans all through the United States, but yet you talk to people in Mexico, they can't even get a fucking passport. They can't get papers to go to America, and they live right there on the border. Shit is fucking unreal, man. It's unreal. And these things let you know we've been under a certain type of slave. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Let me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. What's good, Blink? Kimmy? Good to see y'all. Let me know if I'm back and y'all can hear me. Okay, thanks. Got a phone call. But these things let you know that um, we've been under slavery, and we're gonna go a little layer deeper, right? And they say, oh, that's why we have more freedoms in the United States. We're not slaves. But do you know 1 in 500, if that's the last time I checked, 1 in 500 Americans have a passport. 1 in 500. They don't promote passports. They do not promote passports whatsoever to the American people. And the most people that got passports are people from other countries, right? 1 in 500 people don't have a passport. People say, well, people don't like to go to other countries because it's the greatest country in the world, right? That's what you would think, but they know, right? they put us under conditions to where most people can't afford to leave this country, let alone want to leave the country. See, the America, what remember, it's a dream. It's an American dream. How do you trick the people? Make them believe other shit. Make them believe everywhere else in the world is bad, right? You can't have Americans going all over the world realizing, damn, this place ain't half bad. What the fuck is the news talking about? No, you only need a little bit of Americans. Remember, the majority rules in a democracy. If there's only a few Americans, let's say out of, they say 300 something million Americans, all right, 350, 60, 80 million Americans live in America, which is not nothing in this big ass landmass, but they want to convince people that, we are overpopulated, but people obviously don't travel anywhere because there's land every fucking where. Everywhere you go, there's massive amount of land, right? But they don't want you on it. They don't want you to occupy it, right? They don't want you occupying lands or territories, right? Because you're a slave, you know? That's what you are, a fucking slave. So, oh, I'm gonna have to charge um my phone. But so they knew that they had to put conditions and restrictions and propaganda out there so Americans don't want to travel, right? For the illusion of freedom. See, people don't understand that and don't know that. It's not a free for all. Imagine if they would have promoted traveling abroad and you can go here and here. They don't want Americans traveling because this is just a dream. This country is a dream, you know, and that's a part of the whole slavery thing. That's how we are slaves. If you look at countries, every country has a strict passport, not a strict, but stringent enough passport policy. It's just what they got. And you know, it takes a lot. And think about America. If they're America, most of Americans are living, you know, day to day, paycheck to pay. They ain't worried, but they ain't trying to go nowhere. Definitely ain't trying to leave the fucking country, and definitely ain't trying to get a fucking passport. You got mad shit that keeps people from traveling abroad. It's pretty wild. And this falls into, when you start looking at stuff, this falls into, well, you don't need a passport to go to Canada. You don't need a passport to go to, Mexico and some of the islands. You don't need a passport. Why is that? Because they don't want to issue them motherfuckers to you. You know? It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. And this is how you know that it's slavery never stopped. They just changed it up, to make us think we're free. But in reality, we're not. And when you know the law and you look on paper, we ain't free. Free by no means. You can't own anything, you know, not owning anything, no ownership. People are like, own nothing and be happy. You already own, you already own nothing and are fucking happy. It's already being done to you. They're just gonna shrink it down a little bit, you know. They're just gonna shrink it down a little bit, man. They're building stacking packs. They got these small ass fucking tiny homes. I gotta do a video when I go back to Florida about these fucking whole tiny home neighborhood. This shit is unbelievable, man. It really is, man. It really is. You know. So, you got to know that. You need to know that. People don't know that this is one of the most restrictive places on the fucking planet. And how could we be free, but this is the most strict? Oh, it's because of safety. Without all these regulations, we would be unsafe. But yet, other nations with more people do it. Fine, they're fine. Just like you say, when you went to Jordan and realized they don't have traffic laws, I was like, how are we free? Exactly. There you go. I got hit in the market by a taxi and he just drove off. And that's how it is, man. When I went to Mexico, there's traffic shit, but not as much as is here. And then some areas you go, there is no traffic shit. I'm like, shit, wait a minute. Ain't no stop signs. What the fuck do you do? They just slow down. There's no stop signs or traffic lights. They just slow down, look both ways, and they keep it moving. They are automatically know you're not gonna just go flying through a fucking intersection. That's just respect that they have. Everybody will come to a stop. Pretty wild, man. Exactly. People think they own their fucking homes. That's one of the biggest things. You cannot own anything, man. You can't. That would let you know you're under some type of slavery. You should at least be able to own your fucking house in that plot of area where you're at. Yes, it should be yours. You know, can you own land? No, you really can't own the fucking earth. You can occupy it. As long as you're occupying it, it should be yours. It shouldn't be somebody underneath you, like the good old corporation of the United States. How the fuck they get to own the shit? When in reality is they don't even own it either. That's the crazy part about it. They just have the power through, shit they set up, which we technically could all set it up, right? And then it'll boil down to a paper game, and then it'll boil down where, okay, we're gonna, if they really want it. All right, you want to, okay, you won here. The next thing you know, mysteriously, oh, F-16 was flying over Rochester, New York, and there was 4 acres where, oh, it just mysteriously just dropped the fucking payload. Oh shit, that's just too bad. 4 years later, there's a lawsuit paying out $500 million, but they got the land. You know, that's just all. That's what it boils down to. They do it. They have to do things the same way. If we understood the laws and rules, regulations, understanding how it's really done, this matrix orchestrated, that could be done. But then it'll boil down to, okay, it's basically now you all the laws removed, and they're like, okay, well, yeah, you won. You figured you did what we did, but carpet bomb time. So as you could buy a house, $1 million cash money. The first time you miss a payment, they getting ready to go into foreclosure on your ass. So what is that? That's crazy, you know. And people say, you buy land. Okay, you buy the land. Well, don't pay the taxes on the land. Same shit, you know. But the key is you can actually buy land, make it private, right? Create your own shit on the land, and then you have, um, once you have the land, you could make it private to where you don't want no. I mean, how can China come here to do it? How can Russia do it? How can Ukraine do it? How can all these countries that have India, they have consulates here in the United States, right? And the government cannot go on them and on their property. And they have, but it turns into international shit and you know, um just basically rogue fucking government. They can. At the end of the day, it's the people with the fucking guns that run shit. It just is what it is. But when you go by law, they can't enter, these certain occupied land. And there's actually people in this parts of the country where they want to call them sovereign citizens, which is no such thing, right? Now there's going to be that word right there will leave a sovereign citizen blurb from uh YouTube under it. But there is places that have um these things, right? And the compounds, and they have no jurisdiction on them. They can't go on them. They have those. Same thing with Indian reservations, but Indian reservations are getting the bag from the federal government, shit like that. So I mean, it's just a whole web of a lot of stuff. But what I'm trying to say is we are under slavery, and it's never been abolished. It's just been they just switched it up. They switched it up on us, and now they want to tighten it up. You can't have smart slaves that know how to read and have insight and intuition and spiritual connections. You can't have that. Their religion is wearing off. All this other, they're losing control of the mind, body, and everything else. Can't have that. That's why they want to go to a tighter control. They want to tighten it all up. They want to go into a different slave system, which is the electronic slave system, which is they can control you even from a distance. They ain't got to worry about shit else. They're like, shit, we'll just shut them off. You know, they'll comply eventually. And once we shut them off, we'll have a facility for them to go to. They ain't going to be able to get food, water. They're going to have to come to us anyway. So we just turn them off and they'll just come back home. Then once we get them home, we can medicate them, kill them, retrain them, do whatever we want with them. So, you know, it is what it is. But we already know all that. But the moral of the whole thing that I'm trying to say is, you know, they want this bitch destroyed. They don't care what, any way, shape, or form. They want to tear it down. They want us to tear it down. They want us to lose what, you know, this country once was. It once was something, right? It just was. You go back in law, you can see that what things were changed because things were right, right? But I believe that they changed it because people started, becoming free back in those times. People started freeing themselves up, being more dependent, right? So they had to switch shit up back in the days. Because when you study law, you realize, well, damn, all this shit was allowed before. Like, what the fuck? You know? So, and that's why they don't want us to go back to the foundations, right? They don't want us to go back because all the shit they did is later on top of laws that are still there. They just hide them, right? They just mask them with policy, rules, regulations, and enforcement and shit like that. They don't want us to go back and unwind the bullshit. So they want us to destroy it. Because the real key is actually going back and unwinding it, hipping people to say, look, man, this was change. We need to come together and rewind that. We need to get these laws taken away, these restrictions removed, right? And it takes people waking up and realizing that to say, you know what? What is all this? What is a tax? What does all this stuff really mean? Because people think they pay taxes for shit. You don't pay, there's no fucking money. You don't pay taxes. All you're doing is paying debt. It's a debt-based system, so your energy is paying debt. That's it. Like, I don't understand how people don't understand that. There's no money. It has no value. So what has value? Yo, working ass. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. If you look at the debt clock, that's why it's like it. Anybody can Google the debt clock right now. I'll do it real quick. You know, the debt clock. Let's see what it's at. National debt clock. It's always fucking running. It's pretty stupid. But the national debt clock, and there's people always talk about this but don't understand what this is, right? All right, the national debt clock is at, look at it, where it's running. Holy shit. Can't even count that high. All right, you have US national debt, million, billion, trillion, $33 trillion and it's steady counting. Now, if the US national debt is 33 trillion, right? 4 trillion tax revenue. Revenue per citizen is $13,000, they say. Debt per citizen, right? Debt per citizen is $3,800. People are like, wait, what? U.S. national debt per person is $100,000. This is how they never hide. They never lied to you. They never hide anything from you. You know, U.S. national debt, right? Debt per citizen. The U.S. national debt right now is $33 trillion. Here, look, let's do this. You can see it right here. 33 trillion, right? Debt per citizen, $100,000 in debt. Debt per taxpayer. How is this shit even possible, guys? How is that even possible? How could the debt per citizen be that much and the debt per taxpayer be 200,000? So non-working motherfuckers had a debt. How is that possible? That would let you know that you're a walking ass debt slave. You know, it's all debt. There is no money. People run around. Oh, how am I buying this and I'm buying that? What are you buying? You're not buying anything. You go buy a house. Oh, it's you bought. You didn't buy anything. You secured property for the fucking government. That's all you did. They know there's somebody in there that's going to give them some fucking money. Duh. This is how you make it stupid simple for people to figure it out. Because people don't know when you start talking, you know, all the legal jargon on how this shit is set up. It's like fucking you're on another planet. But when you dumb it down to say, yeah, you buy a house because they know the person that buys the house is gonna be a good earner to pay back the debts that they incur, right? That they need to pay themselves. That's it. Plain and simple, simple and plain. That's it. None of your taxes, zero taxes go to anything to do with a road, policing, fire. It does not go to nothing. All right? Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. And then people are like, well, how do they give us money back at the end of the year? You really think they're giving you money? They're giving you more debt. So you can go out and spend more, and then you got to pay back more. All right, with your labor and energy. And then people still don't understand how this works. Well, how could this work? How is this working? You know, it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. What else is on this debt clock? Student loan debt. Oh, man. U.S. population. So, yeah. So, again, this is a system of slavery, right? We're already screwed. I feel like the internet, although it's good for some things, but taking it. Yeah, the internet is good for networking, you know, good for business, good for, stuff like that, but it's good for information, but it's a cesspool, and that's going to be heavily regulated soon. They're it's clear. Everything is already made in that direction, going in that direction. Laws are ready to go. Bills are being passed that nobody's fucking paying attention to. It ain't nothing you're gonna do to stop the shit. It's gonna be censored. It's gonna be monitored. You're gonna need ID to get on the fucking internet. You know. I remember when a local person here, right, that I know, let me know about Corning Museum of Glass years ago. Got a contract for the federal government to make. They were like an inch by. They were like a 3/4 inch to 2 inch pieces of glass, special pieces of glass for fingerprinting scanners for connecting to computers and online. I don't know what happened to it. Technology moves so fast. This has happened. This happens. More stuff gets not invented than actually invented because of the creation of technology. Remember Google Glasses? Well, they actually made those, but technology advanced so fast they couldn't do anything with them. They had to scrap them. So that is probably, technology moved so fast and they had to scrap it. But doctors did use them to log in once they they changed their whole database over. They had to use their fingerprint to get in on the system for the healthcare, right? To log in. But I mean, there was over an order for shit. I mean, hundreds and millions of these little square glass pieces, you know. And a a contract, and I couldn't believe it. I think I made a video about it years ago. But I mean, they were going in that direction back then. Because me and him talked about it, and he said, "You're absolutely right. I mean, what else could it be used for?" You know. So the internet will be controlled, and that's why it's good to get off the shit. So anyways, I remember when Lake over here made you wear a mask. When the lake where it made you mask. When the lake over here made you wear a mask. And the sanitizer shit. Yeah, they what you call it? Definitely. They try all that. I never ever once did hand sanitize for these motherfuckers. They always backed off. Oh, when the law. Yeah. Um what am I asking? What? That's what I'm asking. If those contracts. What? That's what I'm asking. If it's almost debt and knowledge, wouldn't you did to avoid all those contracts? No, heck no, definitely not. It'll make it more. It'll make it more easier. You know, it'll make it more easier if there's no paper because now you actually have an account. So that's what account you gotta open up an account, meaning there's gonna be terms. So that makes it way easier. That's the main reason why they want to go because now the contract is, you can't hide from it. You can go on, hey, let me get a dollar, let me get a dollar, let me get a dollar. Hey, I just sold my fucking couch for $500. I got $500. They don't know about that shit. All the money has a serial number on it for a reason. And if we actually operated like we're supposed to, like they set us up, there wouldn't be any debt. See, that's the thing. We were created as a business, but never ran ourselves like a business. Therefore, they were never taught how to. Therefore, we incur debt. All that shit could be set offset, right? It could all been offset with knowledge and understanding and knowing, right? And this is just people already do this stuff. They do all that except for value stuff, not money shit that they be talking. That's all retarded shit. But um, just understanding that there is no money, and you're offsetting, um, whatever bill comes to you, offset it, because you're worth fucking money. You're worth something. They're using our worth against us when actuality it was supposed to be used for us because that's how they do it. They borrow against the slaves, right? Us. That's how it works. We're worth money. We're gonna generate money. That's why they kill old people. They don't want old people. They created nursing homes, and the average life expectancy in nursing home is 18 months. Well, who you think's getting the bag? They don't got to pay out, and they're gonna get money because they have insurance. Like somebody's got life insurance that you don't know about, which probably is the county, parish, wherever you're at. They got it. Trust me. That's why they're involved in the death certificate. You think there's not a bag attached to the death certificate when there's one attached to the birth certificate? Absolutely, there is. So, I mean, they've been caught before. You know, Crooked people done figured out a lot of shit, and they've actually been caught before. It's crooked. So digital currency is way easier because you have to open up an account. You know. Let me keep going down. Sorry, I'm behind. So yeah, it's all everything is contract. Even war is contract. Everything is done on paper. Exactly. I was just talking about this last night to my fam. I said, look, we only got a few more weeks and the sun will make its return, that's the rebirth. That's when the rebirth starts, guys. So all this downward feeling turns around on December 21st. 3 days of stillness. Be still, and you'll feel that shift come in your body. Be still. I did it last year. It was fuck shit. I've been doing it for the past couple years. Is just be still, have a still mind. Be still for those 3 days, and when that sun makes its return, your energy changes. What's good, King Charles? Of course, you're not gonna get a notification. How though you can't pay Fed coin contract is written and repaid in dollars? Um, I don't know about Fed coin. I didn't look into it. I'm talking about when this system is switched to digital, because like I tell people, they're not gonna convert it. It has to be some type of devastation that converts it. You can't convert this. And I've told people that, I've told the crypto people that, all these people, I'm like, you can't convert you just can't do it. It don't work. Plus, these motherfuckers are crooked. How do you think they pay most of these crooked politicians and all these all this stuff is done with straight cash. They're not wire transferring shit. That's traceable. They give straight cash. You know how much cash, American cash, they found in Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Iraq for the years? That shit that's the bag. Like they deliver fucking pallets of cash saying, here, we give you $300 million. Boom, here it is. They can't wire transfer that shit. That leaves a trace. You know, a lot of these crooked people, man. This is what they do, man. This shit is funneled through a lot of different shit, and what happens is it gets crooked corporations, and then they'll pay private military contract in cash. Like these movies showed us all this shit too. You know, so yeah, I saw that, man. Yeah, there was a guy got killed and shot and killed. You can't pay in digital if the contract is written in dollars. It's gonna void all current contract. I just don't see how that couldn't be the case. Um, I guess I don't understand the question. Like, question: you can't pay digital if the contract is written in dollars. Um, well, I mean, it's like right now, you know, can't just walk in there and say, "Look, I'm about to pay with digital currency." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because it's not a system. The system really isn't in place. When the system goes into place, then it's going to be a totally different ball game. You know, it'll be because payment. You know, payment. The words change to payment. That's why you see a lot of things. Payment. Hold on, let me show you. All right. So when they say, make your payment, it don't matter what the fuck you gotta pay it. So whatever system they put in place, it doesn't void anything. It just what it does is it'll supersede. That's in law. They just call it supersede. So they'll come out with the legal language when they convert it. Okay, it supersedes. Well, this supersedes that, or this runs concurrent with that because a payment. If you gotta pay some shit, a payment is simply the performance of a duty, promise, or obligation, or discharge of debt or liability by the delivery of money or other value, also the money or other thing so delivered. So that in itself describes payment. So, however they craft it, it's pretty you know, so yeah, let me breathe down. Um I'll be let out, let go through something. Just a product. When you say truth in the dead, you're only talking about how you feel yourself. No, it is dead. We should fast them 3 days. Yeah, spiritually fast, definitely. I'm talking about all debts that are currently written in dollars. Once they switch to no, because no debt is written in dollars. You know, um, I mean, if you, you know, I mean, it really, there really no debt is written in dollars. You know, um, because I mean, I don't know. It's hard to like, and it's hard to because there's so many like legal explanations of the shit. It's because the dollar, by definition, just means the unit employed in the United States in circulating money values. It is so coined both in gold and silver, and is the value of 100 cents. So I mean, that's what it means. Dollar. We don't even do that right now. We pay with paper. So I mean, this is the baseline of what a dollar is. Of course, it's changed, but this is when I go give a definition, I go to where it once started, earliest time. Now you look at the dollar definition is totally different, but this is what it means at the beginning. So, you know, I mean they got this game pretty rigged. So it won't void any contracts. You just have to pay the amount, because you have the word amount, you know. You have payment amount, dues, um bill. You have so many different things, so it's crazy. And some places use it because they know most people are just fucking stupid anyway. Because dollar itself, I mean, payment itself says it right in the payment. It's the performance of a duty. So, or promise, or obligation, or discharge of a debt or liability. Well, then you learn how to, you learn the word discharge. I mean, this stuff is pretty. You say, wait a minute, you know, we don't, this is what the governments do. They just discharge everything. They just discharge it. Boom. They just move paper along, and all your money comes in, and they pay down the debt, and they use it for other shit. Wars and other making more money. You know, this is how they do it. So they can buy fucking assets, land, gold, precious metals, and shit like that, and then oils, and then they could sell it back to us, and make more. They got all the wealth, slave owners, they got all the wealth. How we live, they don't live in our reality. So it's pretty wild, man. It is pretty fucking wild, man. So, but yeah, truthing is dead. I mean, there's how just I mean, truthing is like what my definition of truth and dead, so I can be clear, is like trying to wake people up, gather people to come together to create some type of change. That is just dead, you know, totally dead, because there's too many people are caught in all these ideologies and stuff locked in, and then they become more devices. So it's not about truth, you know. It isn't about truth. And hold on one second, guys. Um, Sorry about that, guys. All right. So, what's good, Sheriff of YouTube? Good to see you up on here. Danny D'Amico, Angel, the Goblin. What's good? Um, Cuts, TVP, TCBC. Shout out to you. I already said Daniel. Kimmy was up on here. If you're still up on here, Miss Blink, good to see y'all. Whoever else is up on here, good to see all y'all. Uh, um, um, the truth will not be televised on YouTube or Facebook. Exactly. You know, if we don't know that by now, I mean, shit, we misguided. Meanwhile, everything outside, how are we truthing, but everything outside us is continuing the same trajectory faster. We're truthing, but they got away with Mr. 19 to now, still getting away with it, you know. And all of us have been affected by it. We know somebody who's not here anymore because of what they've been doing. So, you know, truthing is dead, you know, it really is. So, I mean, we just got to put out what we have to offer from our hearts and move that way. I talked about it yesterday on how, you know, we woke up and we, like we're like little kids. We started making fun of each other, fighting, doing all stupid shit, da da da, misguided. There's no order. There's no order and structure in waking up. And that's what's been one of the biggest problems. There's no order and structure because it's new. It's new. It was new. Waking up was new. And you really, doesn't know how to handle the energy that come to us. There was no order, structure. And then when you get it in order and structure and try to tell people, they don't want to hear the shit, you know? Like, yo, like, we don't have to fight. We don't have to argue. We don't have to, like, down each other. We can do it, sometimes, but we could say, yeah, shit that frustrates, we got a right to say, okay, it frustrates us. But still talk about it. And I've been at fault for that probably a million fucking times. But I see where we went wrong. And that is casting people away, casting people out, you know. Oh, because you're asleep. You don't know shit. I know everything, you know. You don't know nothing. I know everything. And you don't line up with my belief. I line up with your belief. You can watch your one get some birthday. So hold on. Sorry about that, guys. So, that's what I mean by dead. I mean, it's kind of a new way of thinking about where we went wrong is the just the you wake up, right? It's about truth. What is truth, right? What is truth? Okay? What is truth? Faith, faithfulness, fidelity, loyalty, veracity, quality of being true, pledge, covenant, right? Having or characterized by good faith, right? Solid, firm, steadfast, sense of something true, right? I mean, this is what true. This is the word. That's what the etymology of true means, right? Faith, faithfulness, right? Loyalty. How is this? How could you put that word in front of the fucking community? You just can't fucking do it. And that might be where we went wrong. We're using the word and going wrong, so the energy is fucked up. Because the English language is a spell. I mean, it could be that simple. That's where we fucked up. We fucked around and put the word truth in front of community. How the fuck does that even work? Think about that shit. Words are power, right? Ain't no, I mean, you go to the word community. I mean, this is just is what it is. Words are powerful, right? We're truthers. Community, a number of people associated together by the fact of residence in the same locality. All right, okay. Also, the common people, not the rulers of the clergy, right? This is etymology of the word. Community, commonness, everybody, right? Society, fellowship, friendly, intercourse doesn't mean fucking sexual intercourse. But anyway, courtesy, consideration, right? Affability, right? That's community. I mean, think about that shit. How the fuck we talking about a truth community when there's none of this shit in the truth community? You know? A number of people associated together. And it don't even say, that's the thing, just associated together. That's it. Think about it. Just associating together. Don't matter what the fuck you believe in. We living in it anyway. Most people live in a fucking community right now. You don't know what goes on in your fucking neighbor's house, but yes, you rock out with your neighbor, the person down the street, this fucking guy over here, over there, whatever the fuck. That's a community. In their house, could believe, do whatever the fuck they want to do. Well, that don't happen online. You can't believe nothing. You got to believe what this person believes, or you'll get cast away, or you'll get scorned. Ain't no fucking truth community. That's what this. See, this. These are the because I study words. These are the reasons why I say that truth community is dead. Like, come on, seriously? Let's break it down. It's that simple. There's none of this shit going on in a truth community. So it is dead, right? DEAD. Dead. And hopefully I spelled that motherfucker right. All right? That's truth. I mean, it is what it is. Truth. Right? And if you want to go to legalese or some shit, what is truth? Conformable to the fact, correct, exact, actual, genuine, honest, in one sense that is only is true, which is conformable to the actual state of things. In that sense, a statement is untrue, which does not express things exactly as they are. So this is just the shit is dead. If you could come up with another name, the shit's dead. There is no truth community. All right, by etymology of that word and by the legal definition of that word, right? Which legalese is nothing but science and philosophy and understanding of the common mind, right? When you study law, the early days of the law is common man, intellect, and intuition and compassion and righteousness. You know, that's why the law and the Bible are synopsis, right? Things that are in the Bible are actual fucking laws, you know? They're actually laws. So think about that, you know? I mean, that's the legal meaning of true and truth, conformable to the fact, correct, exact, semicolon, actual, semicolon. Then you have the word genuine, semicolon. Then you have the word honest, right? And then you have the common, right? The common explanation of the legal definition back in the early days was in one sense that only is true, which is conformable to the actual state of things. In that sense, a statement is untrue, which does not express things exactly as they are, right? And then it says, in another sense, in a broader, wider sense, the word true is often used as a synonym of honest, sincere, and non fraudulent. You tell me the fuck if this is a fucking truth community. Okay, there you go. This is why I come out and say this fucking truth community is dead. There is no truth community. I had to bring myself back, like, hold on, what the fuck? There is no truth community. And if you go back in my journey, you know, these are principles that I embodied a long fucking time ago. I ain't perfect, but guess what I try to be? All these different things, you know? And what happens in the truth community? You get you get scorned, cast away, kicked, you know, obliterated, made fun of. slandered, all this shit, right? In the truth community. And we're the truth community? Fuck that, man. That's why I said it's dead. That's why I made the video yesterday. We need to get back building with people that we left, you know? Everyday Joe. Not saying go out your way, but just do what you need want to do. And if somebody is around, they catch eye contact, say hi. How are you doing? How's your day going today? Get into a conversation. Shout out to Fake Mike Real News. He's been doing things and he's going to do that on his channel, switching it up a little bit, you know? And that's what we need to be doing, man. How the fuck, we better than anybody else? And I said that yesterday. How we gonna claim we better than this person and that person? Oh, and I do it too, the sheep flock fucks, and I'll still do it, because people are fucking beyond stupid, right? But I'm not gonna go up to that person and be like, yo, you're beyond fucking stupid. I'll actually try to talk to them. And then after that, there's no need to be like the energy that's put out here. Fuck you, because you don't agree with me. Fuck you, you piece of shit, you sleep sheep, fucking dumb fuck. It's because of you that we're in this situation. No, we don't need to do that no more. We need to say, you know what? I respect everything you just said. Much love to you. With your heart. And because you came with good intentions. Don't leave with fucking negative intentions. Like, what the fuck? We got shit all fucked up. We got energy all fucked up. You know? We got it all fucked up. We got it all fucked up. And this is what we got to work on. Then maybe we could have a truth community, where, there's a whole community of people that believe in the truth. Well, what is the fucking truth? Facts. Correct. Being genuine and fucking honest, right? The actual state of things. So even if a motherfucker over there believing in fucking Donald fucking Trump and Joe Biden, say, hey, isn't this fucked up? These are the facts. Yeah, you're right. That is fucked up. Give me a hug. I love you. Shake my hand. Love you. Love you. Oh my God. I didn't believe there's love in the fucking world. Because that's all that's missing is love, human compassion. When a motherfucker can come out and convince everybody to stay the fuck away from each other and cover up their creation and then inject themselves with something, man, that should have been that should have woke the fucking entire planet up. Instead, it made it worse. I knew the minute I heard this shit that, oh my God, this is a spiritual war. They are they are out they are out for our spirit. Because those are the main principles that we got. And you know what? We help these motherfuckers because I hear truthers. I don't go anywhere. I don't talk to them any. Fuck these people. I just stay in the house. What? That's where they want you. So wait a minute. You're talking about all this shit, but you're staying in the house. You don't go nowhere. You don't talk to anybody. And like, wait a minute. That's what the that. Wait, you don't even have to wear. You don't even have to do some of those. You took one and used it. You ain't even there like a well, fuck. We put out all this stuff. So what? They don't wear a mask. They ain't coming outside. So the house is your whole fucking house or wherever you live at is a mask. You're already covered the fuck up. And then you're in a box. So then they can feed you anything they want to feed you because you're in a box in square feet where your energy is already disrupted. You ain't going nowhere. So you're not going to get any kind of fucking interaction from a being, right? This shit is fucked. That's how fucked up this shit is. How you got to look at this shit. And this goes back to where we went wrong. Casting motherfuckers away, you know? And I get it. You can't really, some people are just fucked up. Well, you know what? And I've done it. I blow off the fucking rails, I've blown off the rails and you can stand firm on your shit, you know? We could do shit in a different frequency, in a different tone. You say, you know what? All due respect, like I look back to the whole shit. All due respect, I'm not gonna really wear that mask, due to these facts, And then they want to get rah rah rah, rah rah rah. The same thing you could do angry, you can do not angry. We have that choice. And then maybe that would have made an impression on a motherfucker. Like, damn, I feel they might have been like, man, something about that guy, man. That probably could have changed a lot of shit. These are things we don't think about because we too busy truthing. And ain't the fucking truth in. Truth community ain't got shit to do with the word. We ain't doing nothing of these words. We're actually going. We got the words truth community, right? What the energy they hold and what they represent, we do nothing of. That shit is the problem right there. You know, think about that shit. The legal meaning of the word and etymology of the word, we do nothing of that in the fucking truth community. Think about if it was a real truth community, right? Even the fucking Rainbow Club. Look, man, yeah, we fuck with y'all. Just listen, this is what they're trying to do to you, right? This is what's going on. We all listen, let's come to and this is the thing. A lot of people don't know how to reason. That comes within you. You gotta know how to reason. You know how to put your shit aside. Like you know how to come pure. Like, look, this is you only got a minute. Some people ain't gonna talk, they just keep moving. Eventually, if enough people had this way they would have because remember the energy was put out in them to attack and go against us and everything is put out for us to go against each other if we knew how to dialogue with somebody, right, as a whole learn that when we woke up that we have these attributes that we have to offer to people. Now imagine if the people that woke up with a pure heart come to people in everyday life with the same type of energy, right? The love frequency. Say, goddamn, he believed in all kind of stupid fuck. You know how many times people tell me I believe in all kind of crazy stupid shit, but they like me, they feel me, they like you're so nice, you're so polite, you're so easy to get along with. But they might say, I don't really fuck with what you talking about. That's what we have to have. That's what we have to understand. Talk to the people. So you could show them. Imagine if they ran across 10 more people like that. That shit, whatever's programmed in them, is gonna run the fuck out of them. They're gonna start thinking like, damn, man, this is the 10th fucking person that came and said this shit. You know? Wow, man. And I'm around these, and they're around their little fucking groups. They'll be thinking like, man, I don't feel the same way like I feel when these people came to me. The pure-hearted people came to me. And they actually like took time to listen to me. They took time to like let me talk. Yeah, you ever hear these motherfuckers talk to each other? Like I would be eating somewhere, cause I go to all vegan spots, and I hear these motherfuckers talking to each other. I'm like, they don't even listen to each other. Cause that's what I do. When I'm out, I listen. I'm just a fucking like a walking, energy receptor. And some of the shit that I hear, I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't even listening to each other. One is talking, the other one's talking about some shit that is totally different from. I'm like, they ain't even on topic. And they talk to each other like that. They're like, one is explaining some shit to them, and the other one's like, oh, well, a whole different fucking topic. And then the one that said the thing first answers their new topic. They don't go back to, I'm like, what in the fuck kind of shit is this? And I mean, it's really crazy, like, you know, hearing this I mean, man, the fucking brain is just, this ain't these people, and you could see the programming that has been done to these people, man. It's fucking mind blowing, man. You know, it truly is mind blowing, guys. Like they don't even listen to fucking each other, man. So therefore, there's a missing element, which is just human compassion and love. And if you could give that to that person, they will remember that shit. And they're like, oh my God, they didn't judge me. The news said that these people that are so judgmental, they didn't even judge me. I could feel their energy. They don't like the rainbow. They're not into me or this and that. I mean, the person they got, they got even got kids and they, wow, how could they care about us? The news and all the media said that these people are evil and extreme. Like this is what we have the ability to do, you know? I've done this shit, you know? And the same thing with talking to a Libby, a Trumper, fucking, you gotta, because if you talk to them with the same, it's gonna be a fucking art. Ain't no point to getting across. And if you're dealing with a person who is like that, let them tire themselves out and talking first. Listen to them, and then in your mind, you be like, damn, this motherfucker all over the place. You're like, shit. All right, well, a lot of this shit that is going on is psychology. Because they know how to psychologically warp us, we got to know how to psychologically unravel the shit. When you've done it in your own life, then you could do it outside of your life. But if you haven't done it in your own life, it ain't happening. Good luck with that. You know, it's a skill, man. And when learned about the human body and the mind and the heart and all that shit, I really like had to do some digging in my own self just to figure some of this shit out. And say, you know what, I do that shit. I gotta stop that shit. I gotta actually just stop. And it works. It really does. And this is where we need to be getting back to. This is where we need to start, recreating ourselves again. Cause we gotta wake up from the truth community. Ain't that fucked up? We literally gotta wake up from the truth community because it's just it's a cesspool of bullshit nonsense, you know? And I'm talking about bullshit nonsense as into there's no community or truth. They're just beliefs, right? And some shit are absolute truth, but in a spiritual world of us being spiritual being, right? There's no truth in that. And anyways, truth is just what is, you know? That's why I say people are locked. You got to break the chains and be reborn again so you can be free. Free thought. Yeah, if you want to believe in a flat earth and this over here and that over there and the numbers or some politics, or you want to believe in this and the fucking aliens come, yeah, but you got to free yourself from it and say, you know what, it could be possibilities of many different things. Let me actually look into some certain things, and then you realize as a whole it all intertwines with each other. Then you can start saying, well, if I believe in this, it's okay that this person don't believe in that. Because it's about the spirit. It's about, hey, something's wrong here in this world. All right, in this reality. There's something missing. Just loving one another. It's amazing when you can meet someone from a culture where things just don't even exist that happen here in America. Like how much how beautiful that is, where there's millions of fucking people who just don't do a certain thing that is prevalent in this fucking hellhole of a broken spirit nation, you know? And it's like a hellhole. Just simple little things that humans have for each other is missing here. And this is what the problem is. This is why they winning, you know? It's crazy, man. So let me read some comments. Let me back up. Where was I? Holy shit. Oh, let me start from the bottom. I don't think inflated. Um, I shut down the truth community in 2018. Yeah, I mean it's It's you know, not losing compassion. Yeah, because we're waking up every day. Every day we awaken, we're awakening literally every day. When we go to sleep and leave this realm, come back into our body, and wake up, we're waking up again. Everything's new, new. It's new. We're always progressing. You know, it's always moving forward. It's always new, a new awakening. It's something new. What is in my reality today? Pay attention. Something that's in your reality that's new to learn and understand. But no, we've been programmed to be on a schedule to do this and do that. And unbeknownst, the mind is shut the fuck off to anything that's going on, but what they want people to be fixated on, which is, oh, I got to get up, I got to go to work, I got to get the kids ready to school, I got to do this, I got to do that. When I get out of school, I got to go home, I got to get food, I got to cook, I got to do this, then I got to watch the television, then I got to go to sleep and do it all again. You ain't got time to think. You didn't see any signs that were given you from your own creation to lead you down a different path, to show you some knowledge and information, understanding. To you didn't see the love that crossed you during the day. That's what they want, man. That's why I said this shit is a deep fucking slave system, man. So I gotta take a time out real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if there's any. What's play a beat. Wait till my phone connects. So, but I don't think the truth community. I mean, I don't think it was a psyop. What I think is they knew people were gonna wake up and look to each other, and I do believe it was they weren't expecting what they got at one point. If you've been around for a long time, we caused a lot of fucking trouble. Not trouble, but good trouble. Truth bombs, truth nuggets. You know, I mean, literally, I mean, we probably stopped the first fucking pandemic. Think about that, guys. Remember when Ebola, we probably fucked that all up because it was unbelievable the shit that from the dummies to the whole. I mean, it was people catching, people getting paid. I mean, it was they had to they backed off of that shit. Remember, this shit was about they were good. See, people forget. I don't fucking forget. They were about to go full ball rog on this shit. They were about to do Gaddafi's. They were about to do Gaddafi's warning to the world, and they had to backtrack and pull out of that shit so fast. You never heard about that shit again. That shit was everyone was gonna get it, biggest news, and then within 1 week it fucking disappeared, never to be heard from again. That's unbelievable, you know. And think about all the, making CNN turn comments off and all these other news stations. I mean, look at the damage that we've done. So at one point it was something big, you know. Even the whole flat earth shit. I mean, remember Brian Mullen? I mean, this dude, like, I don't know who came and talked to that motherfucker, but he disappeared, right? This dude was really asking some serious questions. That's why hey, with the whole flat earth shit, it is not dumb at all. How they make it and portray it and spin it, they make it stupid. They got shills out there doing stupid shit. But there's a lot of valid fucking points. I mean, they've made NASA change their whole game up. Um, you know, there's the concept. What they did is they made a concept look sound stupid. Oh, the Earth's flat like a pancake. What do y'all float off the edge? I mean, anybody that has a brain knows all the old maps were nothing like a fucking. I mean, that's fucking elementary, right there. They went on a conquest to remove all those maps out of the world, just like they got rid of all the fucking giant human bones, right? And created fucking dinosaurs. And there's not one fucking dinosaur bone in any fucking museum in the United States. And not only that, paleontologists that got in the field protested at these motherfuckers, but they swept all that shit all under the rug. You know, what were them large bones? Oh, well, hey, could have been large humans. But anytime a bone was found, the government was on that shit. Close it down. Oh, we got all our people out there, and boom, they excavate them bones. But where they all go? Oh, well, they're so ancient we can't keep them in a so we make composites of plaster and all this other shit, put them in the fucking thing, and we make movies. And then if you look in fucking nature, how the fuck a creature that big alive? Shit don't even make any fucking sense when you look in nature and you know how nature's dwelling. Like, come the fuck on. You can't be serious. You can't even be remotely serious, right? You just can't. you know, fucking size of the big as they said these motherfuckers were. Then they shrunk over the time. When I was a kid, the Brontosaurus was like fucking 5 bus lengths long. This big ass creature. Where the fuck was they eating? I mean, look at nature. What the fuck was they eating? How the fuck nature's not even built for no shit like that. Think about nature. Everything is made perfect in this reality. They let us believe there's these big ass fucking creatures, and these motherfuckers would have left bones every fucking where. Come on, man, that shit is stupid. That's dumb as fuck. You know. So you can't. That's the thing. Like all this stuff out here. Like I said, at one point there was a lot of questions being asked. It wasn't a lot of fighting going on. It was good, and they had to really fucking clamp down on that shit. It was a lot of shit, from that to all the news stories and segments and shit, just picking them apart, finding fucking actors and people with showing up at 6 different scenes and shit. I mean, imagine if we didn't do that, they would have still been doing the same shit, literally catching the same fucking actors at all these different fucking things, man. So at one point it was some real shit. But you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, but anyways, let's see. Between 2015 and YouTube was a hoot. Yeah, man, it was, man. It definitely was. My dad was a Navy and explained to me how ships can't navigate the ocean right on a flat Earth. Hey, I don't know how they got that shit set up. Just like air speed is different from land speed, shit don't make no sense. You could fly to Florida in 2.5 hours. Like what? With a plane traveling, they say it's going this fast, but clearly when you're on a plane, it ain't going that fucking fast. And I learned that when I got a drone and couldn't believe the distance it went in just a couple seconds. Like when I peered down, I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? How is it? I'm looking at it literally. I'm thinking it's right only in front of me, but when I look down and look at the GPS coordinates, that bitch was like 8 blocks away, man. Like damn near fuck over a mile and a half away. I'm like, wait, the drone's right there. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And I started realizing a lot of shit. Then I took my fucking car because I live by the airport. And when an airplane was taking off, I was doing 95 miles an hour on the side road running parallel, passing the fucking airplane, and the airplane took the fuck off. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? You know? I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm thinking like the speed they say these airplanes fucking travel and all this other shit. I'm like, I've been on an airplane. I've been down a drag strip. And I'm saying a drag strip is way more intense and way more crazy taking off and flying. And you feel that shit. And you're like, holy shit. But on an airplane, that's because the cabin and the pressure and all this other shit. Not when you first take off. Fuck what y'all talking about. Save that shit for the birds. You can still smell you can smell diesel. So there's air coming in this bitch somewhere, right? So, you just seat it back and then you take lift off. So airspeed is definitely different. I don't know how they got that shit configured, but could they have us tricked? Absolutely. I don't know. The airspeed doesn't make sense to me. That's why they will not. That's why this is another reason why they will never have high speed rail in America. You go to fucking just look at the maps of Europe and these fucking bullet trains in China and all this other shit, how far they can get and why they don't take a fucking plane. You start, okay, let me conceptualize the United States and say, wait a minute, if they had a fucking bullet train, that fucking bullet train going 200 miles an hour can get to motherfucking, wait a minute, this shit definitely don't, there wouldn't be no they could, there's no fucking high speed rail in America because airlines, which are attached to the federal government, said, hell the fuck no, because no one's gonna fly in a fucking airplane again. That's why there's no high speed rail here in America. That's why America got those little bitch ass Amtrak trains that only go about 70 miles an hour. And then you got long ass layovers, so it makes the train even fucking longer. You know, you got to switch and then you got to get on this train. You can't get a direct fucking train from here to California, from here to Florida and shit like that. You can take a train from here to Florida, but you got to do some stops and all this other shit. It takes a long fucking time, you know? So I'm just saying it doesn't make any fucking sense. And remember the Concorde? They grounded that motherfucker. You think it was because the noise and all this other shit and accidents? Hell no. People started thinking like, wait a minute, how the fuck fast is this goddamn airplane actually traveling? You know? And you can't move too fast now. Think about this shit. You can't be moving too fucking fast. And now they're trying to bring the Concorde back. But this is why there's no high-speed rail in America, because it will eliminate commerce for the airplanes. And you can see where there's case laws of lawsuits of bullet train builders and the government mixed with airlines, number one being Boeing and Pan Am. Pan Am back in the day, right? Because they had, remember they, oh, high speed rail, high speed rail. No, they was fucking throwing you a monkey wrench trying to hide that shit because them motherfuckers, there was lawsuits out. It's case laws on that, you know? So bullet trains, 200 miles per hour, 180. Now that bitch from here to Florida, you getting in Florida in 2 hours, you'd be like, wait a minute. Y'all motherfuckers said, and wait, an airplane takes 2.5. Y'all say the bitch traveling 700 miles an hour, whatever the fuck y'all saying, 600 miles an hour. That shit don't even make sense. Then start looking at those Rolls Royce engines and their performance. I done did a lot of this dumbass research, just start looking at shit. I'm like, man, this shit don't add the fuck up. Shit does not add up at all, you know? Because those airplane engines, those Rolls Royce engines, those turbines, right? They have rotations, right? Per second, per minute. And they tell you the range that they go in, and you can figure out the miles per hour. The shit doesn't add up, guys. It don't fucking add up. So therefore, airspeed and land speed are two totally different things. You ever be in a car doing 70 miles down 70 miles down the fucking highway, and you look aside and there's a fucking bird parallel to the car? You're like, fucking bird doing 70 miles an hour? How the fuck is that? And then you could do, hey, birds flying south for the winter. Do birds actually fly south for the winter? You know? Then when you look up birds, their flights, where do they go? You like, yo, man, something ain't right. How the fuck could a bird get that far in this amount of time? When we drive, it's really deep, man. It makes you question a lot of different things, man. And people say, oh, that's stupid, that's dumb. Because people don't look into things. They just say it's stupid because it sounds fucking stupid. You got to just look into it. Truth is stranger than fiction. It's supposed to be truth community, but motherfuckers won't even bother looking into the facts. And back to the Brian Mullen guy, this fucking guy was a physicist. This guy was an engineer. This motherfucker, he was not on here truthing. This bitch was on here. He was on here like spitting facts. Like, yo, this shit don't make no sense. And he was making phone calls, doing real shit, and he disappeared. He just like, like And he was scared. He even said in one of the videos, like, he don't know if he gonna be. It was like some lot of shit, man. Brian Mullen, you know. So, like I said, man, like back to the communities, like, you know, flat Earth is a flat Earth community. They got a lot of bullshit going on over there, but there was people who had a lot of good information and questions. That's all we're doing is questioning. How could questioning be stupid and wrong? You know, because the shit doesn't add up. You know, and the thing about it, the other thing that I always thought about it when people like trash it, it's like, damn, what do you got to disprove it? It's fucking the same shit. The liars that taught you the shit, like it's so fucking stupid. It doesn't even make sense. That's why I think the whole shit. I say it's stupid because the motherfuckers that disprove it use people that we know lie. Science. Like that's what's unbelievable about the whole thing is the ones to disprove it use the liars' science. Like what? Wait a minute. Everything they do is a lie, but you believe that this? You believe that your eyeball can see 30 fucking million miles away? How the fuck we can see sunspots on the sun and craters on the fucking moon damn near our eyeball? We could zoom in with our goddamn iPhone and look at the craters. I mean, that shit blows my mind. Like, what in the fuck? I know I ain't no dummy, but that bitch cannot be that fucking far. If that's the case, I'd be able to see, you know, fucking California. But anyways, that's stupid. I don't know, whatever. Oh man. So, uh, excuse me. But yeah, so you know, um, the topic I wanted to talk about today was the slavery. You know, and the communist community. I mean, the communist community title was basically the truth community is actually supporting the communist agenda. So that's what I mean by that because there's no like, okay, you want to be against communism? Well, what do you want? You know, what do you want? Back to the basics, man. Common law. Believe it or once was a title was common law. Like having a gun was like having a fucking bowl of fucking cereal. Like the kids used to walk to school with their fucking shotguns. They had gun training in schools. Like I've made videos about this. Like how the fuck did we get to here? Crazy. Like look it up. Clubs. No, I'll do gun club. Watch this. You show some people this stuff, and they get deer in the headlights. They never knew. They always thought like guns were legal and like guns just automatically came. Like there's people out there that believe that guns is something new. Guns just came and like God just dropped guns in the street and everyone picked one up. Like they don't even understand where guns come from, right? Hold on. All right. Gun clubs at school. People don't even know this shit. Like literally in the 50s, okay? In the 50s, right? Many schools had gun clubs in the 1950s, but by 1970 they were almost phased out. Um, Children used to walk to school with their guns, right? And there was never no gun safety issue. No one ever shot nobody in school. Ain't that crazy? That's fucking mind blowing, man. Like, how did they get their guns to school? Did their mom and dad come drop the gun off? Like, and then where did the classes? Where did they keep the guns in the school? Like, think of the mentality of the human being back then. Like, human beings had enough sense that they could walk to school with a gun, go to school with a gun, store guns in school. That's the shit that we should be looking at. What the fuck happened to us? People say, "Oh, well, how did they?" Even then people are like, use that. Oh, look, like they did this back then. How come we can't do it now, bitch? What do you mean? I wouldn't right now. They say tomorrow everyone could bring guns to school. Oh, whoa! I believe in freedom, but slow the fuck down now. It's about to be a lot of problems. No, whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down. We're about 30 years off of accomplishing something like that. See, that's what people don't want to talk about. The psychological damage to the fucking human being. Like, people want freedom, but don't realize, bitch, I don't want certain freedoms right now because guess what? Motherfuckers are irresponsible to have those freedoms right now. So, in a sense, I'm like, no, you know what? If there was like, if there was the government to come out, okay, right now, we've restricted a lot of your freedoms. But I'm here to tell you today, we're going to grant all your freedoms and we're going under common law. I'll be like, whoa, slow the fuck down. I'll be like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Because if you did that, everything would be worse the next day. It wouldn't be better. It would be fucking worse, right? It would be worse. See, that's what people don't realize. Like, you fighting for freedoms. Well, what about the spirits that they can't handle those freedoms? You got to think about this shit. See, this is what people don't want to fucking talk about. You know, they don't want to talk about this shit. I want freedoms and freedoms for everybody, but guess what? The human as a whole can't handle them freedoms right now. And that's a real hard pill to swallow, you know? Think about that. See? So, some things you got to say, like, what the fuck? You know? Look at humanity as a whole, man. Like, some of the shit what the fuck? I mean, why, think about them. Why should they give you more freedoms when you can't even, motherfuckers, they look at you like, look at these motherfuckers, man. Think about this shit. They be like, look at them. They can't even get along. They can't even realize what's being done to them, and that's rule number one. If they are ignorant, let them be deceived. You know, think about that. I don't agree with that, but I mean, if you're just completely ignorant, you know, and in the Latin meaning is mundus vult decepti ergo deceptor, meaning the world wants to be deceived, so let it be deceived. I pronounced that all fucked up, but it's mundus vult decepti ergo deceptor. So it means the world wants to be deceived, so let it be deceived. You know, think about that. It must be a choice. Well, what if the world said, you know what, we don't want to be deceived no more? Then you can't be deceived. If there's deception, right, then there's the opposite of that somewhere, right? Think about that. Think about it. If there's deception, right, all this stuff going on, and think about it, I use it all: deceit, deceptiveness, fraud, cheating, deceitfulness, cunning, lying, duplicity, dishonesty, fakery, dissimulation, double dealing, secrecy, crookedness, dissembling, craftiness, cozen, cozenage, crookery, cunningness, dupery, willness, right? Trickery, subterfuge, right? Fraudulence, all this stuff. They don't give a fuck. There's no sincerity, good faith, openness, forthfulness, right? Honesty, righteousness, uprightness. There's no uprightness. It's one of that's a power. Uprightness is a very powerful fucking word, man. And uprightness means conduct that conforms to an accepted standard of right and wrong. Meaning you could accept right and wrong. That means being uprightness. You know, think about that shit. And this is where we fucked up at, man. So, we talk about all this freedom and what we want. Okay, I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, it real is real. I just give it to you real and raw. They come out and say tomorrow, look, man, anybody can tote a gun. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, hell no. Now we gotta worry more. Cause motherfuckers with ain't in their right mind. You will see. I mean, I would be like, yo, listen, man, can we just do that? Can we do that for listen, you thought the Purge movie was something? Look, man, let the government come out on a motherfucking Friday and say, look, we're going to give you guys what you want and how it goes, okay, over the weekend to Monday is how we're going to pursue things. If you guys can bring the crime rate down and we could see a change over this weekend, okay, we will change the gun laws. So as of today at 12 a.m. or p.m., no, 12 p.m. on a Friday, all guns are legal. Good God Almighty! I don't even want to. I wouldn't even want to see what the fuck would happen. All guns are legal, and watch what the fuck happens. And then Monday come on and be like, oh, see, this is why we must take action against these firearms because we gave you that opportunity, and the fucking we got motherfuckers out. They're breaking in the White House and shit. Fucking the whole country went up in fucking flames. Think about that shit. You know, that's because people ain't in their right minds. Think about it. You know, fighting for freedom. You want okay, this freedom and this freedom over here and this freedom over here. Well, take some of these restrictions off. See what the fuck happens. People ain't in their right mind. That's fucked up. You know, imagine it, man. And this is another thing. You don't like police? Okay, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday to 9 o'clock at night on Monday, there will be no police, ambulance, or fire service available to you until then. Everybody, good luck. Man, god damn, you talk about fucking mayhem. This will show you that humans right now in their state of mind cannot handle themselves. And all this will stem from just the inner being of each individual person. Of course, some are going to do all right, but no, you know, that's pretty wild. That pretty wild theory to think of, but this is just what is because the mentality of people just they're not in their spirit. They're not in their true being. You gotta ask yourself, what the fuck? What is going on? What are they? What is happening? And this is where we gotta work on human compassion, because there's a plenty of places on this earth where they don't even have the shit. They don't have police around like this. They don't have fucking ambulances everywhere like this. But guess what? You don't see shit happening like this. There are places right now that don't have the resources, let alone anything else, and it ain't that bad. But then there's some place in the world where they don't have the resources, and good God Almighty, it's fucking dangerous as fuck, you know. So it all boils down to us as as an individual human being. What is truly in our heart? How are we truly moving about here, and what are we truly trying to do? You know, because if you are a good person, a good-hearted person, the people around you, and you're going to attract good people. You're not going to attract fucked up people. Just It's just how the energy works, man. And I only tell you this from experience. You know, so. And again, I'm going to read my favorite motherfucking quote, favorite quote of all time from the government themselves, right? I love this quote, and it is the best quote, and y'all probably heard it 1,000 fucking times, right? And that is the word justice. Because if we have justice, if we have liberty and justice for all, man, life is amazing, right? So take the word, okay? Liberty, right? Free choice, freedom to do as one chooses. Also, freedom from bondage of sin, freedom, liberty, free will. Civil or political freedom, right? This is come from modern French from 14C. Condition of a free man, not a free person, free man. This is true liberty. This shit exists in law. They don't want us to go back here. They don't want us to wake the fuck up and be like, wait a minute, there is liberty here. Let's go for liberty, right? But you're not going to get to liberty because you don't have this in you. You don't have justice, and you don't have truth in you. You don't have anything in you. I'm not talking about you guys, but right? So a free man or woman, absent of restraint, permission, you don't need liberty means you don't need permission. Like there is liberty, right? You don't need fucking permission, right? Hold on. You don't need permission. Hold on 1 second. All right. You don't need permission from no motherfucking body, right? At first, okay, state of being free from arbitrary, dystopic, or autocratic rule or control, right? That's liberty, guys. Liberty. Now, the legal definition of liberty is freedom, semicolon, exemption from extraneous control, the power of the will in its moral freedom. See, you got moral in there. Motherfuckers have no morals and principles. How the fuck you gonna want liberty and freedom? Get the fuck out of here. I don't even want. If a motherfucker don't got those principles, I don't even want them to have no goddamn freedom. You know? Think about that. If someone don't have no morals or principles, that's a danger to you. Like no, man. Like free will don't mean free do it thou wilt. Like oh, I could do whatever I want. What the fuck? There's laws in the universe. This is where morality comes into. This is where common sense of human beings comes into play. Like, look, man, heads come together. Like, look, that's not cool. Okay, yeah, you're right. And that comes from a collective human consciousness, right? But anyways, This is the legal definition of liberty: freedom, semicolon, exemption from extraneous control, the power of the will, and its moral freedom to follow the dictates of its unrestricted choice and to direct the external acts of the individual without restraint, coercion, or control from other persons. That's case law. We have that, right? So then liberty, in an etymology sense, it's the same thing. But it all comes from having morals, right? A person's moral qualities, right? Meaning conduct, behavior, course of life in regard to the right and wrong, right? That's conduct. That's moral, right? And you got to have principles, right? Now the word principles, that's why you got to have morals and principles, because you got to have morals first, and then guess what you get to be? You get to have principle, right? Principle, meaning main, principal, chief, dominant, largest, greatest, most important, also great, large, right? Um, Chief man, right? Or it could be a woman, leading representative, right? Because if you have moral and principles, you're the chief of your own being. You're the moral representative, right? You're the representative of your true being, right? Principle means the most part, the main part. Also, in law, one who takes a leading part or is primarily concerned in an action or proceeding. Think about that shit. They use all this wordery against us, right? And it could mean a ruler or a government, right? But morals and principles within your own being creates a leader, which is a leader in its own being, and you know, creates qualities, right? You dominate your own being. When you have morals and principles, you dominate your own being. Guess what you got? Liberty. Therefore, nobody else can dominate your fucking being because you have liberty obtained through morals and principles. If you don't got those, how the fuck you gonna have liberty? Think about that. Are we still live, guys? How you gonna have any liberty? You can't. And that's why they gotta administer justice upon us because we're not upright. You know, we're not righteous. We're not upright. But again, I got to read my number one quote. Let me know if I'm live so I can read my number one quote. Let me know. Because I got a big fat zero. I got nobody watching. Maybe I got to refresh it. Let me know if I'm live, guys. Give me 1 second. When I come back, maybe I'll see some thumbs up or something. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's see. Okay, we are good. All right. Shout out to all you guys. I can't read that name. So, but yeah, man. Oh, but yeah, man. So yes, Truthin is dead. Okay, by definition. Um, Truthin is dead by definition because we weren't worthy enough to follow the traditions of our follow the order of our own name, right? That's what they call it, truth community. It is what it is. We failed, to stand up to the name of truth, which I already read the definition legally and etymology, community, which it's neither of those. So what the fuck is it? That's when you got to ask yourself. You know, we got to wake up the truth community. And by that meaning, just, what? We need to just do what we need to do, like individually, and teach people, like hell. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just waiting for my channel to get off suspension. Then I'm gonna do my thing, and I'll still come talk shit every once in a while, but I'm gonna focus on other shit and sharing shit that can help people out, spiritually, physically, emotionally, whatever, you know. But all the truth in, hey, we already know what time it is. We already know how they lie. We know all the shit. So why sit there? What's the big thing now? Everyone's talking about law shooting. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? It's to the point where it we're worse than a fucking news station. Who gives a fuck? You know, who cares? What's anybody gonna do about it? Nothing. You know, what's anybody gonna do about it? Not a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, the agenda rolls on. You know, who cares? Well, we need to teach people about it. People gotta figure it out like we did. Something just not adding the fuck up. Maybe we need to, like the approach that I said is we need to say, hey, let's come down. Let's say, when opportunity knocks, stop forcing the shit, forcing the issue. When opportunity knocks, it is what it is. Because we, you know, it's getting more censored. I mean, you know, talking about it just keeps on furthering the agenda, the communist agenda. Said I don't got no fucking. I'm just gonna do what I do, and whatever happens, happens. But the solutions are, what do you got to offer? You know, what do you do in your own being? You know, there's just too much division in the world, man. No love, no compassion, no empathy, no nothing. Yeah. So and we got a bumpy ride, guys. Got a you know, I mean, got a bumpy ride. You know, Trump's saying What I've been telling, it all boils down to the New World Order is going to take out the New World Order to fund the New World Order. That's their goal. All right, I've been saying this for the longest. Trump is coming in as Hitler. He's going to be Hitler. He is coming in as a dictator. He even said it. You know, he said he'll be a dictator on day one. What? Only for one day. They're already telling us. I told you guys the whole red and black is the same energy they used for Hitler. They're going to use here. It's going to be looked at. Oh, wow, this is great. Oh, he's going to, But guess what, man? He likes communism. He likes China's. He likes and understands take the guns first, ask questions. He's into all the communist. He slipped up and said all the fucking communist shit. I mean, his followers, and that's what you gotta say. His followers still, no matter what, follow him. So it is what it is, man. We got a bumpy road ahead. A lot of shit gonna happen. You know. Hold on one second. All right, can y'all hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. It looks like it. The little blurb is moving. The little blurb is moving. I'm trying to do action for myself and like minded, but it's hard to find your accountability structure. Yeah, shit, it's always hard. It's hard by yourself, man. And I met some good people, Don't get it wrong. I mean, the truth community is dead, but I met some beautiful people. I met some beautiful people, but all right. I'm not seeing any more comments on here. But yeah, man, well, damn 202 hours. God damn, that shit goes by fast. But they don't want to unite. They just want to camp. Uh, yeah. Well, you know, I just think just stop. I just stop paying them even any attention, man. It's gross. It really is gross. But it just shows the epitome of the truth community. It's like the bottom barrel. It's like the bottom barrel. You know? Because I mean, there's some good people over there, but in the spiritual awakenings, aspects of that over there, there's none. I mean, there's just nothing. There's gonna be none. There's gonna be nothing because that's what they follow. And that's why the people that are the spiritual ones that are beyond that, you know, they figure it out and then they go. You know, that's why a lot of just says I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. But anyways, um, oh yeah, I gotta read the fucking my favorite quote. Shit, what am I forget? How could I forget my favorite quote? I should know it by heart now, but I don't sit there and fucking memorize it word for word. But justice is the end of government. It is the end of civil society. See, people would think that, oh, what do you mean? It's going to be the end of civil society. No, you don't understand what they're talking about. They have to set up justice systems, right? They have to set up civil conditions for you, right? And services, right? Because you're not upright in your own being to take care of yourself. So this is why they said this. Justice is the end of government. It is the end of civil society. It ever has been and ever will be pursued until it be obtained or until liberty be lost in the pursuit. That shit is so powerful. And why is it so powerful? Because it's unbeknownst being pursued, right? But at the same time, liberty can be lost. All right. It's a two ways. That's why it's like, yo, this is what they don't want. This is what I was talking about. This is why I have the thumbnail as it is. Because they want people like that community you're talking about. They want the communities that want to tear the government down, destroy the government, right? They want the Trump communities that want like insurrection and do all this and over it. This is what they want because they don't want to give you liberty, right? Because you're going back. They don't want to give it back. They stole something, right? They're hiding the shit. You know it's inside, but they don't want to give it to you, so they're gonna let you just fight outside the motherfucker, kill each other. They know if they coming through here. We don't even got the door locked. We don't even. There's no one even armed in here, guys. There's no one armed. The door's not locked. We don't even have an alarm. If they come in, they win. See, they don't want. They don't want you to get any liberty. Liberty is free. Like that's the thing. They don't realize you don't need a gun for liberty because that's your own being that discovers that, and you project that to another being, and they discover that, and then the next one discovers that, and discovers that. Oh my God! Wow, I didn't know I was so powerful and important. Wait, what's going on? Oh my God! Let me snap out of it. Then they start looking at the shit. They're like, well, we just got to come together. Not love and light come together and say, you know what, we got a huge problem. Yeah, we have these firearms. We're not going to use them, but we'll take them with us in case we're fired upon. You know, we just take them with us, just for safety, defense, and the government will never, and they will never fire upon their citizens in a situation like that. They can, they probably would, but then it's game over because the government will is never. That's again, you want to talk about contracts, you'll see what type of you'll be like, wait, I didn't even know this exists. Well, yeah, the government just fired upon its fucking citizens and they didn't do anything. There was fucking 10,000 of them, you know? But that's what they don't want. They don't want you to figure this out. Freedom, right? Free spirit. You'd be like, wait a minute, we could obtain this without a fight? Without any bloodshed? Oh my God, all we had to do was figure out who the fuck we truly were. That's it. Simple and plain. They're like, oh, you're talking nonsense. Oh my God, you're so fucking stupid. But that's what it is. That's why if you look at things, that's exactly how they're set the fuck up. You know? They're set up just in that exact same way, guys. So that is my favorite quote because it's 100% the absolute truth about the system that we're in right now, right? And it's just justice within the individual. It's justice within the individual. That's why it says individual with liberty and justice for all. You know, I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the republic. And people are like, fuck that. They woke up and like, fuck that flag, fuck that. This and that, and this and that, and this and that. Yeah, we all know what it means. But guess what? It's spirits and blood on that shit. You think that that doesn't change? You know? And it has the words liberty and justice for all in it. And it has republic. Doesn't even say democracy anywhere on the shit. So just some things to think about, man. But I'm about to get up off here. And like I said, I'll make videos, like this until my other channels come back up. And I'll just go live on all of them. And then I'm, you know, going on a whole different route, man. Because, you know, this is the funeral, the death and the funeral of the truth community, Y'all can call it whatever y'all want and believe that. Oh, it's only in your mind that it's dead. No, okay. I done gave you the definition, so you call it whatever you want to. So that's what you call it, truth community. When none of that's going on in there, that's like saying, that's just like somebody calling something a Pepsi and there's fucking water in the bottle. They'd be like, wait a minute, there's fucking water in here. What are you talking about? Well, look, read the bottle. It says Pepsi right on it. Read the back. The ingredients say sugar cane, FDC, fucking acid, and all this other shit. It gotta be in there. You're looking right at the bottle saying Pepsi, but it's clear. You know clearly, you could see clear through that motherfucker ain't no Pepsi in the bitch. That's what the truth community is. You can clearly see it's nothing to do with truth and community. So if you want to believe it is, hey, that's the religion, and I'm pulling myself out of anything to do with that religion. You can say it's a religion, you know. So I'll take all the L's. I'm the dumbass. I'm the stupid idiot. I'm the idiot. Oh, these Quitneys a you're a loser, or, you're a, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But, you know, hey, what's come out of the truth community, especially right now? You know, I can't see nothing. You know, so. All right, y'all. Much love to y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, and peace and love, and just, not love and light go within, but, you know, search inside, man, and awaken from the truth community and realize, what is, and better your being, man. Get in more tune with yourself, eat more cleaner foods. I don't give a fuck what you eat, meat, whatever. Get cleaner meats, you know, get cleaner foods, best you can in this corporation because we're fucked up. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's why. Another reason how it's back to slavery where, man, we're in such bad shape that we can't even trust our fucking food, man. And the government has structured the fucking food industry to just incorporate all these chemicals. And again, nobody gives a fuck, you know? Nobody cares. I mean, people care, but you know what I mean? The masses, they don't care. People just don't care, you know? People just don't care. McDonald's they're building new McDonald's everywhere. Fucking Chick-fil-A's, Burger King, they making so much money, they tearing them bitches down and rebuilding them from the ground up. So McDonald's can't be missing a fucking dollar. Neither can Burger King and all these other places, Taco Bell's. I'm like, how the fucking, that's worse than fucking Taco Bell is worse than McDonald's. Ain't that some shit? But they destroying them and rebuilding them too. Like, so hey man, you tell me how bad this shit is. These motherfuckers, they ain't, I've seen natural places go out of business. Ain't that crazy? We live in a place where natural don't sell and synthetic and fake everything sells. That's crazy. Anyways, peace and love, everybody. I'm about